75 years ago, Nicholls State University opened its doors, and the college looked a lot different than it does now. From 1948 to 2024, there were a lot of changes to be made. The beginning. On September 23, 1948, Nicholls was stamped into history on its first day of school, but was started under a different name, Francis T. Nicholls Junior College of the Louisiana State University System. In year one, the college had its mascot figured out, with students voting in a mascot that still represents them today. Nicholls' mascot is Colonel Tillou, after the namesake of Nicholls, Francis Tillou Nicholls. When talking about Tillou's military rank, Communications Director Jared David said,
"Our mascot, Colonel Tillou, is, as I said, ranked a colonel, and the reason for that ranking is because back in its early days, Nicholls actually had an ROTC program. And in that ROTC program, colonel was the highest rank that any of the cadets could attain. So the mascot then became Colonel Tillou because they wanted him to be of the highest rank."
While the mascots were still the same, classes looked a little different back then. When Nicholls first opened, there were typing classes on typewriters. It evolved to computer classes with IBM computers, long before Apple products and Wi-Fi. Nicholls now boasts 7 residential halls for students. It was not until 1963 that the university provided campus housing. While there were recreational sports for students to participate in at that time, Nicholls did not have a football team until 1972. They played in the Gulf Coast Conference or independently until they joined the Southland Conference in 1991. In 2023, the football team won the conference championship, making this their 4th victory since joining. Integration. Nicholls integrated in 1963, with sisters Louise Young Blanchard and Doris Blanchard leading the way. Dr. O. Cleveland Hill came next, being recruited to Nicholls as one of the athletes that would integrate the athletic department, but saying yes was not always an easy choice. Hill was struggling with the decision of whether to take on this responsibility. Hill said that his high school coach told him,
"These things have got to be done, and you're the person that can get it done. So you need to really think long and hard about it."
This still did not convince Hill, but it helped to tip the scales. On a visit to Nicholls, Hill overheard a conversation between Dr. Galliano and another recruit. The recruit asked the president why they were trying to integrate now.
Dr. Galliano said basically that this is something that needs to be done. We need to get it done now.
This convinced Hill to give Nicholls a shot. The journey was not always easy. Hill wanted to participate in protests about unfair treatment of African Americans, but the athletic director told him his scholarship would be pulled if he did.
So here I am. Now I'm 20 years old, and I'm being pushed on one side to get involved with trying to integrate clubs and integrate things in Thibodeau. And I'm getting internal push from, you are in a position to be the first one in your family to be able to graduate from college. If you get involved in this and lose your scholarship, you can't afford to pay for it yourself. So it was an internal struggle that I was dealing with, and I imagine that some other guys were going through the same thing, yeah.
Hill towed the line between supporting integration and keeping his scholarship, as he went on to start as a freshman and lead Nicholls to the NAIA playoffs, and eventually getting drafted into the NBA. Hill not only was the first African-American athlete in the history of Nicholls athletics, but he also went on to impact Nicholls' history as the Dean of the College of Education from 1999 to 2006. Hill was cemented into the Nicholls history books as the College of Education and Behavior Science building was named after him. Now and in the future. Over the course of its history, Nicholls has expanded its buildings and programs. The university started offering online degree programs in 2013, expanding the availability of classes and degree programs. The degree paths with the highest population of students overall are nursing, business administration, and biology, with nursing being the most popular degree program in 2024. Nicholls went through tough trials with COVID-19 and Hurricane Ida. On March 13, 2020, with the threat of rising COVID-19 cases, the campus was closed for the semester. Students learned on Zoom or other online platforms from the comfort of their home. When they returned to campus, masks, temperature checks, COVID-19 tests, and vaccines were the new norm. As total cases went down and vaccines were received, the Nicholls campus started to return to normal before Hurricane Ida devastated the area. On August 26, 2021, Hurricane Ida made landfall in Lafourche and Terrebonne Parish, directly hitting Nicholls' largest populations. The storm left many without homes, power, and water. Nicholls canceled classes during this state of emergency as the campus was occupied by the National Guard and first responders from across the country. As people resumed their lives after this devastating storm, Nicholls resumed its classes as well. In 2024, the university is looking forward to growth with their 25-year master plan. They changed their vision statement to reflect that. The new Nicholls vision statement is, Nicholls strives to be the intellectual, economic, and cultural heart of the Louisiana coast. The previous vision statement stated that Nicholls served the Bayou region, but Jared David says that this no longer reflects their goals and the student body. Nicholls president Jay Clune introduced the master plan by saying, I hope that this master plan inspires you about the next 25 years at Nicholls. 75 years ago, Nicholls opened its doors to students. Those doors are the same, but the university beyond it has changed.